making these cards. So there are 5 designs here in the 2 colourways. So I've made 10 already, and I'm going to make another set with a different pattern in a moment. So there we are, all the way through. I love these feathers. I just think that's the most gorgeous paper ever. We've got these lovely cherry blossoms with the pink and blue. We've got this blue paper with the birds, and then we've got an all over bird pattern as well. Okay, so those are the cards that we're going to make. I'm just going to bring in some of the products that we use in a stack of cards. So the stamp set that I'm using for the sentiment is Free as a Bird. This is carrying over into the new catalogue, as are the nested dies, stitch nested dies. Now at the moment you can buy these together at a bundle price, saving you 10%. In the new catalogue they will only be available separately, so you will lose that bundled saving. So if you want to get that whilst that offer is on, please go ahead and do that. Links to the products will be on the blog post at on my website. Then the other thing we're using is these Stitch So Sweetly dies. These are phenomenal. I just love them. So these ones do come as a bundle as well with the So Sentimental stamp set, and that is carrying over as a bundle. So all these products are still going to be available in one form or another in the new catalogue. So what I wanted to demonstrate as well is that the designer series paper that Stampin' Up provide, one is it's really good quality, it's really thick. This isn't just flimsy kind of copier paper, it's really nice. It's almost always double-sided. The only things that aren't double-sided would be things like the foil sheets and things, but the patterned papers are always double-sided. We do have speciality papers sometimes that have foiling or gloss accents on them as well, so you may see those in the catalogue as well. So generally speaking, a pack of DSP will contain 2 sheets of 6 designs, and they're all double-sided, so lots of options. So what I wanted to show you was that we could get lots and lots of cards. So all of these cards have been made with just under half a sheet of the DSP. Okay, so we're going to have made 12 cards, easy, just like that. Okay, so what I have done is I've sliced the paper in half. So this is obviously a directional paper. Some paper, it doesn't matter which way you cut it. So I cut it this way so that all the birds would end up the right way when I now slice it up. So that's the first thing I did. I sliced it down. I do often just cut at 6 inches, but I knew I was going to be doing these, so I just went ahead and cut at 5 3/4, which is my usual card layer size. And I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and hopefully the light strip won't go out there. That's it, so you can see that. So what I'm actually going to do is cut 2 panels off here, which are going to be at 4 inches, which will make my 2 card fronts. Where will 4 inches for? Yeah. So there's 3 card fronts there. Sometimes the DSP is just a smidgen over 12 inches, so it's worthwhile just catching that extra one. Now for the design that I'm doing, I think these two pieces would work the best actually, so I'm going to keep those two for the card I'm making. Now what you haven't seen yet is that this third piece that I'm cutting up the middle at 2, so it's come out quite nicely, and I've got all the others that I've cut as well all ready and waiting. Okay, and I'm going to be doing something with those as well. So we've got 12 cards and potentially we've got another 12 just out of these ones, so that's 24 cards just off the bat with only half, well, a quarter of the pack of paper, because you get 2 sheets of everything. Okay, lots and lots you can get out of one pack of paper, loads, and this is using it, you know, using good portions of it. You know, if you saw my video about using up those little scraps just to make like a little bookmark or any like sort of little extra decorative element on a project, you can obviously get so much more out of them. Okay, so those are going to be my 2 card fronts. So I've already prepared the die cuts and things because I didn't really want you to be bored silly watching me prepare these. In fact, let's put those together while they're in front of us. So I used the nested dies to stamp and cut the sentiment, and then use the contrasting cardstock for the layer. And then I discovered, can you see? Oh yes, I discovered that the label sits really nicely at these corners inside this stitch shape, which was a nice added element as well. So let's construct those. So if you can imagine, I had everything laid out for each colourway, and I was doing it what do you call it, production line style, if you like. So just some snail adhesive going on to those. These are really nice and easy to line up because you can see the stitching, or the faux stitching I should say, it's not actual stitching of course. Nice and easy to line up. I don't make a card without dimensionals, so let's a couple of those. Backs off nice and easy. And then, like I say, just lining up those corners, which means that this ends up nice and straight on that label. Like so. So those are the toppers prepared, and I've already prepared my card bases. So as I've said before, I take my A4 cardstock, slice it up the middle at 4 1/8, score at 5 7/8. So I'm just going to fold and burnish these. So anyone who is really brand new, so where the score line is, so when you make the score line, it will go in on this side and then pop out on that side. So this is the side that goes inside your card. So you want to fold away from the bit you scored. The reason being that by pressing it in, you've actually stretched the fibre, so it'll fold round all the more easily. And if you give it a really good sharp crease, they stay shut. If you just fold it by hand, they pop open. Okay, so designer series paper. So again, I'm going to get all the adhesive on these. So just put that to one side. while I glue up the other one. I find it easier to put my cardstock, to layer my DSP over the card with it flat, so I can line up this free edge exactly where it needs to be, line up 3 edges and the 4th will follow. Same with this one. Obviously I do it this way around as a left-hander. I remember when I started watching other Stampin' Up demonstrators before I became a demonstrator and was just seeing what it was all about and stuff. I was watching all these videos and then I came across somebody who is now a good friend of mine, and I couldn't work out why her videos just looked a little odd. And then I realised it was because she was left-handed, so and me being left-handed, it didn't occur to me straight away, which I just thought it was funny. So there we go, simple pimple, just plain cardstock layered with DSP, and then the black card base has the black with the white writing. You could switch it up if you want, entirely up to you. So I just applied some snail roughly where those are going to go, and just eyeball those. I'm more looking to see whether it's even on the edge, and then if the sentiment looks straight, thereabouts anyway. It's handmade, right? There we go, that's it. So just for a little bit of bling, we're going to add some clear they're not dimensionals. See, I told you I've got dimensionals on the brain. I love dimensionals. I also love rhinestones too. So clear rhinestones for the white card, and I'm going to bring black card, and I'm going to bring in the champagne rhinestones for the white one. So you'll have heard me say before, if you've seen any of my other videos where I add embellishments. This one's plain, look, doesn't want to be used. I go with the rule of 3s, generally speaking, or at least odd numbers anyway. They just naturally look nice, and it's called a visual triangle. It pulls the design together. Surprising actually, because even though these are subtle and you kind of have to, you don't immediately notice them, just adds that little something just to finish those cards off. Okay, really simple. And I hope that demonstrates how much you can actually get out of these packs of DSP. They're all so beautiful. Some lend themselves better than others to this kind of technique, but yeah, the world is yours in terms of choosing your base card colours. You could just as easily, with these, I opted for the sort of black and white yin yang thing. But I would have said maybe pick out the green on this, because that's the thing that brings it together because of all the leaves, rather than the funny colours of the birds, or maybe even the flowers, because the flowers are all the same colour on this one. So likewise with this one, could have gone with the blue or the green or the yellow maybe, and then the pink and blue on this one. Okay. So I hope that was helpful and you enjoyed that as a little taster. the products, like I say, there will be links in the corresponding blog post, which I'll put a link to at the in the description down the bottom for you to click along to, so you can purchase those items through my online store. If you want to, all my customers will get a little thank you gift if you put that you're okay for me to contact you and have your details. You don't have to though. So yeah, there we go, beautiful. So all of those, look at all these cards. So just imagine if you're doing invites or something, they'd all coordinate but be different, but you could make loads and loads and loads. Very, very simple. Okay, that's all for now then, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.